All right, I'm here with David Azizi from the law offices of David Azizi, and today we're going to discuss something that will likely happen in the next 3 months, as it is high school football season and college football season, and that is spectators at sporting events that unfortunately trip or fall and slip and fall, and it happens every game just because there's a large amount of people. Now the question is, who is at fault? Is this an inherent risk when someone attends a sporting event, that going up bleachers or going upstairs, that they could trip and fall? Or could there be a situation in which a school is responsible? So David, in your opinion, from a personal injury perspective and from a legal perspective, are high schools responsible for a trip and fall or slip and fall injury at a football game?
But it all depends on how the trip and fall or slip and fall incident occurred. As I've covered in other videos, it's a case-by-case situation. Lawyers such as myself would need to get involved, look at the circumstances, determine what caused the trip and fall. For example, if you got bleachers, there's a portion of the bleacher steps is protruding out because the metal is somehow defective, and the school has an opportunity to inspect that, and it's been there for a period of time. Well, then in that case, yes, the school is responsible, and they are going to be found liable, in my opinion, for causing the injury that somebody would sustain. The alternative is that, let's say you're at a sporting event and somebody has a drink and they spill their drink about 5 minutes before a person who walks down the same set of stairs and slips and falls. In that scenario, the courts would hold that because it happened within a 5-minute time frame, that the school or entity that governs the sporting event does not have an opportunity to inspect that area in that short of a time, then they're not going to be able to do anything about that dangerous condition, even though it could be a slippery substance or it could be something that causes somebody to slip and fall. The court would say, well, look, you can't expect a premises owner or a person that's running an event to be at all places at all times. So in that scenario, they would not be responsible. But again, like I said, it's a case-by-case scenario. There's been cases, for example, people have sat behind a, where the pitcher throws the ball and the person's about to hit the, hit the base, hit the ball, and then it somehow bounces back and hits somebody in the face. There's usually nets around in the perimeter of where they would expect that ball would go. So the question is, if it goes beyond that and hit somebody outside of that perimeter, is there liability or not? A lot of times the courts say, well, that's part of the sport of playing or being a spectator of baseball. Or I've seen hockey where sometimes the puck goes over, hits the glass, goes over. I have actually been at a hockey game where somebody got smacked in the head with the hockey puck. Again, those are situations historically where the courts would say, look, it's a risk being a spectator. There's if you're close up, that's a risk you take. So ultimately, I would say it's a case-by-case situation. It's best to contact an attorney such as myself. I would be able to research the matter for you, and based on what the potential client would explain to me, I'd be able to tell them, in my opinion, as to whether they have a case or not.
Absolutely, and that is very important to distinguish. And I have actually been at hockey games as well where, unfortunately, a puck has hit someone in the head, and you're right. Part of it is just the seats that you get, and you're taking on that risk yourself. So if anyone has some questions as it relates to high school football games or hockey games or anything of the sort, please feel free to contact the law offices of David Azizi. The phone number will be both below in the YouTube information as well as above in the YouTube. Thank you for your time, David.
All right, thank you.